MV Agusta revealed two new adventure bike projects at EICMA, the Lucky Explorer Project 9.5 shown here, and the smaller Lucky Explorer Project 5.5. The Kagiva Elephant. The elephant's influence is clear in the design of the 9.5 and 5.5, with the graphics drawing inspiration from the original Dakar Racers Lucky Explorer logo. The original elephant was a Kagiva, the brand that eventually became MV Agusta, but it's not the only company with ties to the bike. Both models appear ready for production, but the project in the name implies they are still prototypes, and it's unclear whether they will eventually be sold with the Lucky Explorer name, or if they'll actually be named for the bike that influenced their design. Ducati produced the Elephant's engine during a period where it was owned by MV, and it is coming out with its own elephant-inspired adventure bike in the Desert X. That's an automatic shootout in the making right there. Unlike the 5.5, which was co-developed with Chinese manufacturer QJ, the Lucky Explorer 9.5 was developed entirely in-house by MV Agusta. That includes the engine, a new 931cc triple claiming 123 horsepower at 10,000 rpm and 75.2 foot-pounds. At 7,000 rpm. The engine has some similarities to MV Agusta's 800cc triple, but most of its components are unique, such as the cylinder head, steel intake and exhaust valves, head cylinder base gasket, and forged aluminum alloy pistons. Like other MV Agusta engines, the steel crankshaft is counter-rotating, spinning in the opposite direction to the wheels. The crank pins are evenly offset by 120 degrees in a 1 to 2 to 3 firing order. The 9.5 comes equipped with a wet clutch and will be offered with a choice of a manual transmission or an automatic recluse transmission. The engine is mounted to a double beam frame combining high-tensile steel pipes and forged components. The rear subframe is also a trellis structure with forged components, and it is bolted to the main frame and not one complete unit, as one expects from a true adventure bike. Sachs supplies the electronic suspension system. With a 50mm inverted fork up front, with 8.66 inches of travel, and a progressive rear shock, with 8.27 inches of travel. The minimum ground clearance is 9.05 inches, with the seat height adjustable between 33.5 inches and 34.25 inches. Dual Brembo Stelima 4-piston calipers are paired with 320mm discs for the 21-inch front wheel, while the 18-inch rear wheel is equipped with a 265mm disc and Brembo 2-piston caliper. Continental provides its MK100 ABS system with rear wheel lift mitigation and cornering function. The Lucky Explorer Project 9.5 seconds tubeless wire spoke wheels are clad in some chunky off-road tires, but we suspect that may change on the final production model. In addition to the lean-sensitive ABS, the 9.5 is equipped with cornering lights, a GPS sensor, cruise control, launch control, and an 8-level traction control system. A 73 TFT panel provides all the needed vehicle information, and it is both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled. Other features include integrated luggage mounts, handguards, full LED lighting, a 5.3-gallon fuel tank, and a claimed dry weight of 485 pounds. MV Agusta Lucky Explorer. 2 new adventure bikes. Not one but a pair of new models will form the basis of MV's first adventure bike range. MV Agusta is finally getting into the adventure bike scene by reviving the Lucky Explorer name that graced rally replica versions of the old Kagiva Elephant and showing near production prototypes for not one but 2 new models that will use the title. MV isn't currently committing to production dates or complete final specifications for the new Lucky Explorer models. The firm is opening up the project so it can develop the bikes without the veil of secrecy that normally surrounds new machines. Official word is that the Lucky Explorers will be 2022 models. While the brand's decision to enter the adventure market comes as no surprise, MV Agusta has been open about its intentions for some time. The Lucky Explorer project is actually more significant than that. It includes not one but 2 models, both representing significant moves for MV. The larger machine, dubbed Lucky Explorer 9.5, is the first to appear with a new 931cc derivative of the 800cc triple that currently powers the majority of MV's range, including the F3, Brutail 800, Dragster 800, Turismo Veloz, and Super Veloz. The second bike, the Lucky Explorer 5.5, is the first fruit of MV Agusta's partnership with Chinese firm Qianjiang, owner of the Benelli and QJ motor brands, and features a 550cc parallel twin that's likely to be the basis of a whole range of entry-level MVs in the future. Let's start with the Lucky Explorer 9.5. Although still in prototype stages, the bike's styling and most of its technical details are now set in stone. Visually, the link to the old Dakar racers of the 80s and early 90s is clear to see, with a shape that, like Ducati's upcoming Desert X, which is certain to be the Lucky Explorer 9.52 seconds closest rival, eschews the cliched beak used by so many adventure models in favor of a more conventional profile. The Desert X similarities run as far as the engine capacity too, with both bikes falling into the 950 category. Ducati will use its 937cc Testastretta V-twin. MV has developed a 930cc version of its existing triple. Although we've yet to see the final Desert X, even the paintwork on the 2 models is expected to be similar. Ducati's 2019 Scrambler Desert X concept also adopted Lucky Strike-inspired colors, because both the Ducati and the MV Agusta see the old Cagiva Elephant Dakar racers as those models' ancestors. Back in the 80s and early 90s, Ducati, Cagiva, and the then dormant MV Agusta brand were owned by the Castiglione family. The Cagiva Elephant was Ducati-engined. Now MV and Ducati are deadly rivals, but both have a claim to the Cagiva's Dakar rally heritage. That said,